Christian Fitness. Thank you for letting us come into your house and kind of being your personal trainer. I think that's
Bible study friend slash
Yeah,
personal trainer
I
slash
love that.
just laugh at us for a
what
little
an
while.
honor it
Or
is
laugh with
that
us.
you allow us to come into your house and let us help you get stronger and healthier and read the Word of God. And it's an honor for us to do that.
Yeah, today is part of our Move More series. So we're staying with tennis. We've got a lot of shows where we do different tennis drills, tennis exercises. Today we're going to be building up your strength on your lower body. So we've got some upper body shows where we work your arms and shoulders. Today we're doing nothing but lower body, legs, but we are using dumbbells. So if you have a dumbbell, go grab it. Run to your closet real quickly, get your dumbbells while we start our Bible study.
Or water bottles.
Or anything,
Or
any kind of
something
resistance.
healthy, yeah.
Bands, anything you have, or nothing. You can just use a tennis ball. All right, we're going to be in the book of Luke, chapter 6, just a couple of verses, 17 through 19. So, Luke 6, verse 17 through 19. And Lori's going to be reading out of the Passion Translation.
Jesus and his apostles came down from the hillside to a level field, where a large number of his disciples waited along with a massive crowd. People from all over Judea, Jerusalem, and the coastal district of Tyre and Sidon. They had all come to listen to the word so that they could be healed of their diseases and be set free from tormenting demonic powers. The entire crowd eagerly tried to come near Jesus, to touch him, to receive healing, because a tangible supernatural power emanated from him and healed all who came close to him.
Wow, all
All.
came close. I love that. All, not just a couple, not a few, but all. Now, before we jump into our study, I wanted to read the commentaries here out of the Passion Translation. There you can see for verse 17, where it says, people from all over Judea, Jerusalem, the coastal district of Tyre and Sidon. The note there, verse 17, the non-Jewish people flocked to hear Jesus, and he healed them all. And then verse 18, this is a literal translation of the Aramaic text. And that literal translation is they had all come to listen to the word so that they could be healed of their diseases. So, gosh, love that. Go ahead before I jump in.
Well, I wouldn't
I'll
have
let you
minded if
start.
you could. We'll just go back and forth like we always do. But, I love that. First off, and I was talking about this earlier before we started the show, why did he talk about coming to a level field? Well, Jesus wants to come to you. He levels off everything that happens to you and makes it perfect. But it's almost like he came to their level. Instead of being higher up on a hill and speaking over them, he came to their level. He came to meet them where they were. And that's what Jesus does. He meets us right where we are when we have a need or when we start talking to him. And by the way, talking to Jesus is just like, Lord, this is going on. Or what about this? It's just, he hears you. So it's when you speak to him, he's going to come back and meet your need. So that jumped out at me in that. And then I think the other part was he healed all. Physically, yes. Jesus is always willing to heal us. We have the healing virtue in us. The same spirit that raised Jesus Christ from the dead dwells in us and quickens our mortal body. That's Romans 8. So you think about that, but it's also he healed their hearts. When you meet Jesus, wherever you are at that moment, is going to do something in your heart. The body will become renewed because your heart has changed, your mind has changed, but he healed with the word. So your mind is changed. You're taken from where you were to where he wants you to be, which is whole.
Absolutely.
So that's just one of the things.
No, that's great. What we love to do on this, and Lori is setting the table for that, is to apply the word. We've got to apply this word to our life. It is our manual for life. It's our instruction book for life. So we have to apply it. So that's our goal here, is teach you and help you, encourage you how to apply this word. And just actually to apply, look at this. This is a fun little slate that we have, but just the meaning to apply, it's a verb, applied, applying, to put use especially for a practical purpose, to bring into action, to employ diligently or with close attention to have relevance or a valid connection. Oh, I love that. And
All of those
that's
apply.
not even a spiritual, that's not out of the Bible as a definition. That's out of Webster's dictionary, how to apply something. So we are applying this with a
But we're
valid
supposed to
connection.
diligently seek after him.
I know, isn't that great?
Seek the word.
So
Yeah.
that's how we're applying it. So as Lori was talking about, this first verse, this verse 17, they came from all the surrounding villages, Jerusalem and the coastal villages of Tyre and Sidon. And that footnote says a lot of these were non-Jews. Tyre and Sidon were not Jewish communities. They were Gentiles. And then the Jews came from Jerusalem. So everyone came to hear Jesus. And how do we apply that today? We share the gospel with everyone. It doesn't matter who they are, what ethnicity, what background they have, what region of the world they came from. If they look different than us, that's fine. Jesus came for everyone. And that's how I want to apply this to today is the gospel is for everyone. And as you saw, they all got healed. I love it. It says that they were tormented by demonic powers. It could have been a physical issue. It could have been a mental issue that they had. There's a lot of mental issues and illness and things going on today. But they all came to touch Jesus, but not just touch him. As you see in verse 18, it says they all came to listen to the word. And I love, they didn't just come thinking, oh, well, here's this magician that if I can touch him, I'll be healed. They came to hear the word. They came to hear him speak. I hear this, they heard about this man that has power, that his words have power, that yes, power emanates from him to heal, but they also came to hear the word. They came to hear the gospel, which Lori was talking about, that sets you free. So it's not just a physical healing, it's a heart healing. And that's how your heart gets healed, is hearing the gospel, hearing that God loves you, understanding how much he loves you and how much he has for us in life, more so than we might even ever imagine or realize. So that's what I got out of it. There's a lot there, but
and then your mind is renewed. I mean, when you are in the Word of God, and this is the written letter of Christ, that's a love letter written to you because he wants you to know who he is. He loves you and he wants you to experience that. And when you think about applying the word, this is what you apply. If you have something going on, go to the word. I tell new believers, read the word out loud. Don't just read it silently. Read it out loud, because your spirit man starts hearing the word and your body starts responding to that. That's no different than Jesus speaking the word and a person hearing the word and being healed by the word. You can speak the word over you or just read out loud. There will be a change that comes about in you, and that's how to apply the word as well. So I think the key is when you go to read your Bible or you do a devotion, be in expectation over the fact that you're hearing God speak to you, you're hearing his word, so you can appropriate healing. And if it doesn't come right immediately, yes, I got healed immediately when I asked God to let me go, and then he healed me. I had no idea he was going to heal me, but I focused on Jesus, and that's what it is. When you focus on Christ, when you focus on what Jesus is doing, not so much the thing, but focus on him, he is going to meet you in that level ground, because he's met you right where you are, and he is going to do what he knows he wants to do for you. It's you being in expectation that if I'm reading the word or I'm speaking to the Lord and I'm in prayer and I'm standing in an expectation that he's going to meet me right where I am, he will. If it doesn't happen immediately, don't ever stop. Just keep moving forward, because God wants you to develop a relationship with him so that you need him and you need his word, and his word will continue to dwell in you, and it will continue to change you, renew your mind, change your heart, give you every physical attribute that you need to be healed or changed. I mean, that's what the word is all about. So that's why I say, as far as applying the Bible, applying the word, that's how you apply it.
And it's repetition. As Lori said,
True.
You've got to stay in the word, get into the word. It's repetition. We understand it, in Christian fitness aspect of our bodies. You can't go run a marathon tomorrow if you can't walk 2 miles today. And everyone understands that. Oh, physically, yeah, there's no way I could do it. Spiritually, it's the same thing. You've got to be in the word consistently in order to achieve the marathon. Life is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So it is a marathon. So we've got to study, and stay in the Word. And it's that constant repetition that changes your heart. It's that constant repetition that changes your mind. It's not going to church for 1 hour on Sunday and then not looking at the Bible again until the next Sunday, and you're bombarded all week with just,
Stuff.
all kinds of, as it says here, tormenting demonic powers. You're bombarded all week with those. No, you've got to be in the Word. And that's why we share a little bit of the Word every time on Christian Fitness. We don't just work out. We spend, a little bit of the time
That's
getting
right.
into the Word, trying to build up our spirit, man. And then we go work out a little bit to make sure that, we're physically healthy. But we really want to get into the Word and make that as much of a routine and a tradition as it is to be healthier and to move more.
Well, when you're focused on the Word, you're renewing your mind. You're strengthening your body. You're strengthening your mind. You're strengthening your heart. And that's why it's important to every day do that, not just do it once in a while. Do it every day, because it changes your mindset. When you focus on what Jesus says about you and what He's given you and His promises, that's it. Those are continual. They never end. God said He'd never leave us or forsake us. He doesn't leave us. We leave Him by not attaining to the Word, by not keeping the Word in our forefront, and always having our mind renewed by, even if you're going through something, when you focus on the goodness of God, when you focus on Jesus went about doing good, you're going to start seeing good. And then you can start having more thankfulness, being actually more thankful for, whatever you see that's happening. You can actually see good things out of something that's happening, because God's always going to turn it around. So your mind is renewed by always looking for the goodness of God and looking for Jesus in all things. And you'll see it. You'll see Him in those all things.
Absolutely. That's what it said. It said they came to listen to the Word. I love that. They came to listen to the Word, and then they all got healed. So the Word came first. But anyway, amazing.
The Word came
Join us
first.
every week, because we're going through kind of a chronological study of the red letters of what Jesus did. And we just build week on week on week. So next week we'll be just past verse 6 on that. So stay with us and stay tuned for that. All right. We have some exciting news coming. We are going to be getting a little more interactive with you, so we want you to join us. But in order to do that, you've got to track your activities. And a great way to do that is through some kind of step counter. Every phone has some kind of activity app on it that you can look at. You can get a Fitbit, there are watches, there are all kinds of things out there to track your steps and your activity. And I encourage you to get whatever works best for you, so that you can start tracking your steps. And we're going to launch a little contest in the next couple of weeks, so you can see how other people in the country are doing, and we'll create a fun little challenge out of that. But you've got to have some kind of step counter, so we encourage you to get active. Oh, I know, yeah, she is.
She has 2.
Well, we actually have a friend of ours. He actually works for Christian Television Network. He was testing, and he wore 3 of them at one time.
That's
he wore a little
right.
hip belt, he had a
During the
Fitbit,
Walk
and he
Fit
had a
show.
watch in his phone. And anyway, he was trying to see, and it was pretty funny. So whatever you want to use, go ahead and use that and track your steps.
I want to point out something too. This is something I think it's going to tell you how many steps you're taking and everything else. But on top of that, in all of these, it tells you what your heart rate is, what level it is when you're working out, when you're at rest. I mean, these things it makes it kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because you actually get to see how you're physically improving if you wear this every day, and you're moving more every day. You're going to start seeing, and it keeps a memory of that, so you can see that. I mean, yesterday I closed a bunch of circles because we were super active and we walked a lot further than we had the day before. And it's just really, it makes it fun, because you're literally going, oh, wait, I just beat my own challenge.
Yeah.
I just met my own goal. So, and that's what these are for.
Depending on what app you have, they have little awards they give you for taking certain steps. It just makes it more fun. So we're encouraging you, this is Move More. So we encourage you, get a hobby. That's why we're focusing on tennis today, but it can be anything. And I want to show you just real quickly. I know we reviewed this for several weeks now. So if you want more detail, go back on some of our other shows, our first Move More programs, and watch that. But basically, they have what's called a metabolic equivalent of task. It's an MET, and they assign a number to different activities. So sitting still is a 1, meaning you're not doing anything, you're just sitting there. And anything beyond that, they assign a number to it. So an activity of 4 means you're 4 times more active than sitting still. So here are some numbers for things you might just do around the house. Sitting still, as we said, is a 1. Gardening, a little more active at a 2.3. We could jump forward to washing, waxing the car is a 3.5. Going upstairs is a 5. So if you walk upstairs, you're 5 times more active than sitting still. So our encouragement on that is, look, whatever you're doing, whatever household chore, you're doing a lot more than just sitting still, so you're being more active.
I like the kitchen activity. I mean, who would think that in a kitchen that you could actually burn calories and you're being active?
You're active, you're moving, you're
everything.
Bending.
And these are just a few. Think about everything you do throughout the day, emptying out garbage cans, fluffing pillows, dusting, all of the things that if you're in a house doing activities, grocery shopping, going and lifting grocery bags, all of those activities, those count. If you wear these things, you can really...
Yeah, the tracker isn't just a step counter. You move your arm. I could go like this and cheat. That would be 3 or 4
no,
steps.
Don't do that.
Well, that's not. It's motion. It's moving more. The reason we encourage you to get a hobby is look at how much the hobbies burn versus sitting still. Golf at Walking's a 4.4, casual soccer a 6, tennis is a 7, a great one. Jogging a 12-minute mile is an 8. If you skip rope really fast, that's a 12, and then a 7-minute mile is 14. So a 7-minute mile is pretty quick though, but that's 14 times more active than sitting still. You're burning 14 times the amount of calories than sitting still. So that's our encouragement. Just move more. Find a hobby or do more chores at the house, or don't dread doing the chores, or park further at the grocery store, or take the stairs instead of an elevator, whatever you can do just to move more.
And if you're just watching us right now, please just get up.
At least stand up and
just
walk
stand
around.
up or just stand. I mean, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but these things, they're great because we work in an office all day long. We don't just do Christian fitness. We actually run a network. So we're at our desks. And I noticed a couple of times, because I've been really working a lot yesterday, my phone all of a sudden buzzes me and says, time to stand up. And I wouldn't have thought of standing up until I was done doing what I was working on. So I think that's amazing. These things are great.
All right, we're gonna work our lower legs today. Great for tennis, but they're great just in general. They're good for almost all hobbies, but we wanna warm them up first. So just march in place, just warm your legs up. We're just gonna march in place. If you have a rebounder, Lori loves this rebounder. Jump on your rebounder. If you have a treadmill, get on that for a minute or two, but just get your legs warmed up. And we are going to be using dumbbells today, because our encouragement today is to build up your strength. And you can build up your strength through any resistance. Resistance, hard to say. It can be a dumbbell, it can be an exercise band, it can be any kind of weight creates resistance. Even your own body weight is a form of resistance.
That's true. I mean, whatever you weigh, that's what you're carrying.
Okay, I'm going to go a little faster to get warmed up quicker, because we only have about 10 minutes left in the show.
That's hilarious.
So
this is a great way to warm up.
And we're going to be doing some leg exercises today. So go grab some dumbbells.
By the way, if you get one of these in your house, you could just watch TV and do a rebounder. I love those things.
So the first thing we're going to do is a squat. Pretty much everybody knows how to do a squat, but I want to make sure you have proper form. So pretend you're sitting down. All right, so as you do a squat, you're going to actually move your hips backwards. In other words, your hips don't move forward and your knees don't go forward. Your hips go back so that your knees try to stay behind your toes. But if I'm going to sit down, that is a really low seat. Anyway, you squat as if you're going to sit on the couch or on your chair or whatever. That's really the proper way to perform a squat, is act like you're sitting backwards. Okay?
And then if it's painful, adjust your feet until you feel it's comfortable.
Now, with dumbbells, it's going to increase the resistance, which increases the weight, which is going to build your strength. So with dumbbells, you can hold them up here and then do your squat. You can hold them in your chest, do a squat. You can hold them down here and do your squat. You can hold them to the side, put your feet a little closer together and do your squat.
Further apart.
So all kinds of different, with whatever resistance you have. If you have bands, you can stand on the bands and then you squat and pull up on the band. With the dumbbells, wherever you want to hold them, they're just increasing the weight.
Trying to figure out which way I like today.
Yeah, and whatever way you want, it's still increasing the weight. But as I said, your body is resistance on itself. I don't need these. If I just do my body weight and I sat here and did, 20 of these, that's a great workout. That's a really good thigh workout.
By the way, here's a little tip. If you're at home and you're near your couch, just use your couch as a way to just sit, get up.
Yeah, you just touch it,
down,
touch down,
get
and come
up,
back up.
We've done couch shows
It's
like
a
that.
great way to get better
Yeah.
form, because a lot of people, when they do a squat, they tend to push their knees forward first. You do not want to do that. You want to sit back. Like Lori said,
Almost
like you're going to sit on the couch.
Yep.
Okay, so that's our squats. Now we're going to do a series of lunges. We're going to start with just a forward lunge, and we're talking about tennis today. Squats build explosive power in your thighs for any hobby, any sport, but especially tennis when you want to, go quickly. Somebody hits a ball, you didn't expect it. You want to have that power to be able to go after, as you can see back here behind us. You want the power in your thighs. So a lunge, you just step out, and you can just step out a little bit and dip the back leg. Don't think of pushing the front knee, think of dipping the back knee, and that'll keep your spine up nice and straight.
That's the whole key is if you're doing this, don't do that.
So
You'll
you
fall
lunge
over.
and dip. If you have dumbbells, again, you can just hold them by your sides and dip down. You can hold them up top, dip down wherever you're comfortable holding them. You're just creating the resistance. Again, nice, slow, and controlled.
Did you switch legs? Oh, you are
Yeah, I'm
switching
switching
legs.
legs. Sorry.
Oh, I'm doing the same leg.
But again, nice and slow and controlled. In other words, I'm not gonna lunge out here and go like that and slam my knee down. I wanna go nice and slow, control the movement. That's why I'm not using very much weight. Really trying to control the movement. But again, this is a great exercise for almost
yeah,
any
you'll feel
sport,
it.
any hobby.
You'll feel it after a while.
Yeah, we've done what, 10 or 15 already? Which is a great little workout. And we're only working out for about 10 minutes today. So you could rewind this show and do it again. You can do it 3 times, do a 30-minute workout.
That's
Just the last 10 minutes. All right, now we're gonna do a reverse lunge. So we're gonna move forward a little bit, but just like the forward lunge, but this time you're gonna step back and now dip the back knee and then come forward. Step, dip the back knee, keep your back up nice and straight, and explode coming forward.
trying to figure out how you didn't catch your foot on that.
Depending on how far you step back, yeah.
Yeah.
On these little mats, it makes it a little tougher. But these leg exercises are great for any hobby, any sport, or just life in general. You're gonna build up leg strength. All right, now we're gonna do a more tennis specific one, and that's a lateral lunge. So without weights, it goes down for a second. Especially, there's a lot of sports that you need good lateral movement, and tennis is one of those. Lateral meaning side to side. So what we want to do is, with our feet together, you're just going to step out one side, and then you do a little dip. You would step out to the other side. Oh, hi.
Hi.
And do a little dip. Okay, so that's lateral, and this is great strengthening. First of all, you're working your flexibility on the extended leg. You're working the strength on the single thigh. But you think about tennis, you're shuffling back and forth. If you play infield in softball or baseball, you're down and you're shuffling sideways. So a lot of sports that you use this lateral movement.
Whoops.
Some of the best running backs in football have this ability to hop to the side before they make their cut, before they go forward again. All right, so that was just regular. If you want to increase your strength a little bit more, you add a resistance, which would be our dumbbells. And again, a lot of ways to carry them. You can hold them by your side and dip out.
You probably should let them know you're doing an advanced version. I'm showing them what
Yes.
a beginner intermediate version
If you want to be advanced, yeah, you can put them up, because you can put them up here and go lower. So
Right.
it's up to you how advanced you want to be. If you want to go way down, keep them up by your shoulders. As Lori said, for more of an intermediate, you just step out a little bit, and then you can keep them by your side and just go down a little bit. But we only have a few minutes left, so I'm going to get a little extra workout. Go a little lower. But
What's
the
next?
resistance really helps. Are you good?
Yeah,
All
what are
right,
we
our
doing
last
next?
exercise. So those
We
are
don't have
three.
that
We
much
did
time.
squats. We did 3 different lunges.
Right?
Now, we're going to a really good one. It is a step up. So if you have just a step in your house, or a stool that you can step up on, or they make these fun little steppers that you can add, height. You can make it higher, lower. But this is a great exercise. It's almost like going upstairs.
Well,
You
if
just
you've got a
lift.
staircase, just do this.
Just go up and down the stairs. But
Yep.
you saw on our little hobby graphic earlier, ascending stairs or going upstairs, you burn 5 times the amount of calories that you do sitting still. So while we're doing this, we're burning 5 times more calories.
Oh, you're switching
Yeah,
legs.
you can switch feet.
I'm still working on the same one.
There's a lot of fun things you can do with this. You can bring the knee way up as you come up. You can go slower. You can let it rest for a second and come up in slow motion. Really work on the ankle stability. So go super slow motion. Really work on the ankle strength, ankle stability. As you
Actually,
come
do that again
up. So super slow.
so you can see how he's
Just
wobbling.
wiggling, yeah, wobbling a little bit. It's a great way to build the strength. Super slow. And then again, for resistance, if you want to, you can grab your dumbbells.
Or you can go faster and
Go
get
faster.
cardio with it.
Bring your knees up higher like Laura was doing earlier, or if you want to grab some dumbbells and increase the weight, and do it slow with the dumbbells. And again, you can hold them by your side. You can hold them up under your chin, hold them over your shoulders, wherever you want them.
Isn't he a good teacher? I still learn from him.
And I'm gonna show you one last. If you really want to be an advanced athlete and really want to work on, let's say, your tennis skill or any other hobby, one of the great things to do with these is a hop. They call it a box jump. And you can range the height depending on your skill level, but you're gonna want to hop off of both feet and then land on the platform, and then you would come down. So you do this.
Kind of
You're
like you're
building-
skiing.
You're building that explosive power for whatever
Right.
sport you want. So let's say it's tennis, and I've got to jump and go get to a ball, or the forehand is way over. I've got to jump. You can build up with this hop. So just simple. Use your arms, swing your arms, and land nice and light.
I'm going to give you a little piece
cardio.
of advice. Don't do this. Don't do that until you get really strong in your legs and you're used to, like, doing all kinds of leg lifts and exercises and things like that. You don't want to just all of a sudden just jump on this thing when you're not used to doing it.
No, yeah, that's more advanced, but we like to throw some things in there for you every once in a while to show you some things you could try at home. But that is a great cardio as well. The hop. So there you go. There's our leg workout for today that's going to help you improve your strength, your agility in tennis or really any sport. So recap, if you want to do them all in succession, we did a squat, we did a forward lunge, we did a rear lunge, we did a side lunge, and then we stepped up. So there you go. If you're by yourself and you have room, you can do them all in quick succession. We want to share with you our theme verse for Christian fitness. That is 3 John 1:2. Beloved, I pray that in all respects you may prosper and be in good health, just as your soul prospers. Thank you so much for joining us. God bless.